I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. I hope everybody's doing well. It's going to be a very interesting day today. And we're going to sit here and hang out for a couple minutes and talk about it. Give me just a second. I'll get my act together because it's not together now. All right, wasn't me. Wasn't me either. I don't know what you're talking about. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Wasn't me. I love that name, man. You know why Wasn't Me is such a great name and why I can relate to that? Because when I was young, if you didn't have a video of me doing it, that came out of my mouth every time you looked at me. If it wasn't on video, it wasn't me. I don't know what you're talking about. Matthew Rich, good morning. So here's the deal. I got a crazy day today, so I'm going to have a little bit of breakfast and eat and hang out with you guys. A little sausage. So I didn't sleep so good last night. Got a lot on my mind. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's just stuff that's preventing me from getting good deep rest. So how do you guys sleep? Heather Birch, how cool. Heath Birch, excuse me. Heath, rock star. Please pray for my grandfather. He had a bad fall. I said, wow. Can I tell you something? Heath, that's super near and dear to my heart. You know what I mean? I remember being a kid and seeing the commercial, I've fallen and can't get up, and chuckling at it. And I remember very distinctly, I remember the morning where that wasn't funny anymore. So I'm praying for you, for real. Guys, everybody, pray for Heath's granddad. Had a fall yesterday. Think positive always. Good morning. Weren't we just doing this yesterday, just a little while ago? Stealth Master Ball. Good to see you. Jose, nice to see you. Chili, or excuse me, Clint. I can't see, guys. I need glasses. I thought that said Chili Fletcher. May as well. Clint Fletcher, good to see you. Darren, good to see you, man. So I did my best to sleep well last night. Just wasn't really in the cards. A little bacon. I'm now an expert on the continental breakfast. I've had it in hotels all over the country in the last couple months. Poor Darren. Well, not Darren, excuse me. Mr. Ray Ray didn't go to sleep yet. Oh, that was me yesterday. I'm sorry. Get some sleep. TJK Solo. Good morning. Love from New York. That's where I was born. That's where my whole journey started. Huntington Hospital. I even know the doctor's name who delivered me. How about that? How many of you guys know the name of the doctor that delivered you? You guys know that? Do you want to hear something funny? Do you want to hear the first words that were spoken? I've never shared this. I wonder if my mom would be mad at me about this. I was born in a day where they weren't telling you ahead of time what you were having. So it was literally guess time until the last second. So the doctor who was delivering me, I was delivered, and the first thing that he said was, "It's got a handle." Those were the first words that this guy ever heard. I heard a doctor saying, "It's got a handle." Woo. Never thought I'd ever tell you that, guys. That's crazy. Anyhow, John, good to see you. I've never caught a live stream, man. We've been waiting so long, 7 years, 7 years for this moment. Thank you, John. What's shaking, morning or Mortimer? Good to see you, brother. Mount Vernon in 67, Huntington, Long Island in 66. True story about my delivery, though. That's not a joke. Then the next thing he said was he's going to be a great skier. That's what I don't know why. That's what he said. I was a good skier. Darren sitting on a bus in Edinburgh, riding the Chase E bus with us. Double bus together. Whose bus is better? That's a silly question, I know. In the Netherlands, it's afternoon. Finishing my training. Good job. Tuesday is wing day at my local pub. Time for some in-store Scotch bonnet mash. Wow. Isn't that fantastic? We live in a day you can get Scotch bonnet mash in a store. Someday our grandkids will say, yeah, they didn't have peppers, and all they had were jalapenos and I guess some habaneros, but they didn't have other peppers in stores when my granddad was little. That's what they'll be saying. Cup of coffee, think positive always. Charlie Mullins. Man, so good to see you. Hi, Mary. Hope you guys are all great. You know, I love all you guys, but some of you guys I've had such a history with and had a chance to meet in person. It's just the coolest thing. Charlie and Mary are one of them. I had a chance to hang out with those guys in person. That was a day I won't forget. You know, I don't get nervous about shoots. I really don't. And that's not true. I think I probably did a little bit, like literally the first weekend. Where did I put that before? There it is. The first weekend we were shooting, I was a little nervous, but kind of been around it enough. Plus, we're not actors. We're just being ourselves, you know. You'll see. The outer layer of this sausage is like canvas. Kind of interesting. So we got people from the Netherlands, got people all over the place. New York. Where else you at? Tell me where you guys are watching from. It's too hot here. Give me a sec. Drove 5 hours each way to meet you. That was such a great day. I'm sorry that you had to drive so long. If it's any consolation, I would have driven it to meet you, I promise. Captain Atlanta just watched your old Plutonium 6 million video. Man, that is old. 7 years. Isn't that weird? I put stuff out there 7 years, and for some reason, people are still watching it. The bacon, the sausage tastes good. It's just got a wonky texture. Mortimer's in Tucson. We got Southwest Virginia for Charlie. South Wales from Heath. In the UK, that's awesome. David Grinstaff, good to see you. He uses K. John's Reaper salsa for back pain. Pain's gone. It's a man in the know. Clint says, thank you for the live chat. It's great to be able to communicate. Ontario. How cool. Yeah, it is nice to commune like this. It's special for me, too. GJK Solo just wanted to chime in and say good morning. Have a great day. Keep driving that bus. Mr. Ray Ray's in Tucson. I have family in Tucson right now, Mr. Ray Ray. Probably less than a 2-minute drive from where you are. 5-minute drive, you know, Tucson. Broken Charlie, what's up? Saying hi from England before work this afternoon. Broken Charlie, I love your name. I'm Broken Johnny. It's good to meet you, man. The Edinburgh bus is crowded with random people and smells of stale KFC. It's very clean, though. On the CTH bus, there's extra legroom, water service, and a bunch of awesome folks sharing the love. It's special, that's for sure. I wouldn't have it any other way. Captain Atlanta, have you tried anything hotter since? What I'm really interested in is what's the best tasting hot sauce I've ever had. I always feel like I disappoint people who ask that question. I really do. I think they're wanting me to say like this one is my favorite. I just, I've tried so many sauces, like a million of them. I honestly, I don't have a one specific favorite sauce. I really don't. And I know it sounds like it's kind of a lousy line I've been giving you just to kind of try to pacify you. But honestly, if I pick the right sauce during a meal, in that moment, that sauce is my favorite. I know that sounds like kind of like love the one you're with. If you can't be with the one you love the one you're with. That's my sauce approach. I know it's not a very good answer. I'm sorry about that. Divine Sorcerer, good day. Good morning. Chad Matthews on with the bus pass, also from Tucson. Very cool. We should have a Tucson meetup. Wouldn't that be great? Here's the funny thing. That's going to happen. I'll be in Tucson. I mean, it's just inevitable. So that would be fun. What part of Tucson, Ray Ray? Mortimer's asking. I guess this is a good morning Tucson. Yeah, it is. Texas Pete, extra hot kind of guy. Texas Pete is great. The funny thing is, I saw something in the chili community that happened a lot more when I first got involved with the community that doesn't seem to be happening as much anymore. Or if it's still happening, I just don't see it. Let me just snag some of these eggs and I'll join you. People used to, the sauce snob thing used to be more prevalent. It doesn't seem to be as prevalent now as it used to be. You know what I mean? People get into the sauce. The minute they do, they start finding. It's just like beer. Somebody gets into small craft beers, and all of a sudden Budweiser sucks. It's kind of the same thing. There's a lot of sauce people said, oh, Texas Pete's great, but look what I found. And the minute they find small craft sauce makers, all the stuff on main shelves is trashed. And that's not good. I don't like when people do that. But that doesn't seem to be happening as much now as it used to. I'm a Texas Pete fan. Midtown Ray Ray in Tucson. Dances with comic books. The bacon look good. The last piece was big enough to make one sandwich. Here's the thing. The bacon does look good. I think it might look a little better than it's performing. The meal has to define the sauce. If you pick the wrong sauce, they clash. And they won't complement each other. Pick the right one and that doesn't happen. Broken Charlie understands Broken Johnny. Possible to have one favorite when there's so many. Kind of like favorite song. Like, what's your favorite song? It's like, I'm 56. I've listened to 50 million songs in my lifetime. I can't have a favorite. Think positives. It always says, that looks good. Getting hungry over here. Charlie, I love you. Thank you for being here. Have a great day. Give Mary a hug. Tell her we said hi. Be safe today. We're still praying for your mom. Remember that. Anyone tried Primatali spaghetti bowling? No, I've not. But I'm all about that. I really love that pepper. Dave's roasted red pepper and chipotle goes well on anything. Fact. Virginia, top of the morning to you, Johnny. Hey, thank you for being here. Very cool. I love small batches and handcrafted sauce, says Darren, but I still love Tabasco, especially their green pepper, habanero, and scorpion varieties. Darren's a chili head. He really is. No joke. I wonder what would happen if you put tincture in a smoothie. The hot and the cold effect. Yeah, you get that. You get the cold and just spicy cold. It would be good. I wonder if I've done that. Probably at some point in my journey I've done that. Black garlic hot sauce on raspberry ice cream. You'd be surprised at weird combinations I've been happy about. Mr. Ray Ray, nice for 4 Ave. Nice, lots of cool old homes from the 30s. They're doing some more Tucson talk. Keith, good to see you. Good morning, man. I enjoyed the taste of Buchalokia. The Reaper just burns, no flavor. That's all right. That's a natural thing. And as you slowly increase, there was a day where you would have said that about habanero, but now you're not. And you're not even saying that about goats. So it's just a process. You're doing great. Keep it up, man. And you know what? There's no end game. I've had people say, well, I'm happy where I'm at. I don't want to eat anything hotter. Awesome. It's not a contest. It's not like you have to go for more. You better climb higher. It doesn't work like that. Whatever you're happy with, park it on and eat it. If you want more, explore. I love that. Jose, good to see you again. Still here. My house built in 1920, mortar. Confirming the old homes they were just talking about. Lindsay Johnson, good morning from Tennessee. I've had some fun in Tennessee. The second trip I ever went on for Chase Heat was in Tennessee, Kingsport, with Randy Keaton and his wife, and Pam and Zeke. It had so much fun. Of course, yeah, Zeke was just a little baby then. Go Buddy 420, love the content. I enjoy watching you eat things I can't. Cool. And you watch me enjoy watching me eat things that you can't yet, but that you might someday. AKA Heather Joy. Good morning, pretty girl. I'm glad you're here. Sanjay. Yo, just saw you dump down an entire Mad Dog 357 plutonium number 6 or number 9 6-year-old video. I faked it. No, I'm just kidding. I thought I'd say that though. People said that for years. The hottest thing yet, what was the aftermath? Aftermath sucked, you know. There's no way to really prepare for that. I had to heat it up because it's a thick paste, and I submerged it in boiling water for about a half hour before the video and chugged it. It was severely hot, and the it was awful, awful. The second time I did it was actually worse. The second time I did it was actually worse than the first time. But it's a rough one. Thank you for watching, man. I appreciate that. Sven, I like your friendly sense of people. Can spicy and hot food be like medicine against pain? My back hurts every day. Oh, Sven, it really does. Honest to goodness, it's the greatest pain reliever. In this chat, someone already said that they've used it today for pain. It really does. Well, think about this for a minute. If you've ever used the muscle cream, there are so many muscle creams where you're sore. If you read the ingredients, so many of them have capsaicin in it. It's not in there by accident. People know. So yeah, it's a wonderful thing for pain. But the problem is, to really get the benefits of pain relief from hot stuff, you really got to kind of hit it hard. Jimmy Pickles on the bus. David Grinstaff says you love the heat, but you got to have flavor. Blaze Snot is one of the best flavors out there. Blaze Snot is great. So is Zombie Snot. What you'll find is, just like I was saying earlier about habanero with somebody who's kind of climbing up, there was a day where anything past Tabasco would have been difficult for you to taste. But as we climb, it just kind of opens up our taste buds to more things. Man, is that exciting. Russell Jonathan, good to see you, man. Thank you for being here. Still building my tolerance. It's a process, man. The One Chip Challenge, what are my thoughts? DJK Solo, you're not a chili head. And I would say that most of the people that do that challenge are not chili heads. That's not targeting chili heads so much as it is people that are kind of flirting with the idea of being a chili head. It won't kill you. It'll get your attention. It'll be something you remember. You won't be impressed with the flavor. The burn will last 15 minutes. It's kind of what's going to happen to you. What are the chances two of us came from the same video? Captain Atlanta. Listen, it can happen. Sanjay, probably the spiciest video on YouTube, to be honest. One of them, I would reckon. Trying to think of other hot ones. I don't know. There's for almost 4,500 videos. There's a lot to choose from there. Street fair this weekend. Mortimer Busto says. If you're looking for a place to throw your money away at, it's a lot of fun and some good Mexican food in Tucson. So go check out the Tucson Street Fair. Don't know where it is in Tucson, but I bet you Mortimer will tell us. Sounds like there's some Tucson people in the chat. Don't miss it if you can. Approaching my stop, I just cannot be someone who walks along the street watching YouTube. Have a wonderful day. Love you, Darren, for real. Have a great day at work today, man. Renee Bond, does extract have different tolerance? Hang on. Does extract have different tolerance or something? I ate your tube of terror to put on the mouthful was less than if I ate Reapers or Moruga. Could be a couple things. Could be your tolerance is climbing. It could be when we mix the peanuts, it's impossible to, the likelihood of getting everyone completely coated is challenging. So it could be a case of that. But extract is extract. It doesn't really play very well. It doesn't play well with others. Brad Crane, good to see you, man. Queensland. Awesome. My future new home. What is my most favorite hot sauce? Man, I'm sorry, I really don't have one. Um, I, I love every sauce that I'm using in the moment. There's my answer. Mr. Ray Ray, super hot stuff helps with pain in my leg and pepper burn. So the panic, so hot the panic sets in. I forget about my leg. Yeah, our brains can only focus on one thing at one time. That's why when you eat something hot and you're tasting it, all of a sudden it really burns you and it hurts. Your brain can't go, okay, I'm going to taste this while I'm suffering. Your brain goes, forget the taste, we're suffering. So your brain can really only focus on one thing at one time. It's really the truth. That's why if you're stressed or you're having trouble, and if you're somebody with a substance problem and you're craving something, put some tincture on your tongue. You aren't craving it anymore because your brain goes somewhere else. I'm not even just saying that. What are your thoughts on Angry Goat Pepper Company, Ben Kelly? I love Angry Goat. It's a good company. Has some great products, some unique products too. Fourth Ave Street Fair, you guys in Tucson, 4th Avenue. Don't miss it. Boy, Mr. Ray Ray and Motor are going to connect, I bet. Divine Sorcerer, I managed to work my way up to ghost pepper. Awesome. I really enjoy the taste of ghost pepper. Chase the heat. What would you recommend for ghost pepper sauce? Oh, man, there's so many great ones. Boy, you know what? There really are so many great ones. Here's the truth of it. It's such a stable pepper, such a unique flavor that truly you'll have less variables and less variety with a ghost pepper sauce than if you go Reaper or something like that, because Reaper's kind of all over the place with flavor, but it's a very consistent pepper with ghost pepper. So any sauce you picked, any company you pick that has ghost pepper sauce, you're going to be happy with. What time is it? Oh, phew. Scared me for a second. Look at who's in the chat. The UK Chili Queen. The greatest chili competitor walking the globe that we're all spinning on. And she's a chili thug. I mean that in the nicest way. I love you, girl. Good to see you. Speaking of hot, tell me what was the sweetest thing that ever touched your tongue? I can give you a straight answer and just say something that was sweet. Or I could tell you some poetic answer. Sweetest thing. I don't know. My mind is really on the hot thing. It's not like I have like in my mind, there's that list of hot stuff I've had. I don't have a sweet list. I don't know. It's not something I really focus on. I'm not a sweet guy. I don't like sweets. I don't like candy. So I'm sorry to give you an answer that you probably weren't looking for. Riley Martin, is the dual grow season taking you down under? No, the prettiest girl I've ever looked at is taking me down under. But that's a bonus. Phil Kaiser, good morning. Stoked to see the project you're working on. All the best. I am too. Here's the funny thing. You have to understand something. I am too. I've only seen from my point of view. I've seen the sets and all the stuff that I've filmed. And I've seen a few things that other people have filmed. But there's tons of stuff I haven't seen filmed. And, and the way editing is, they can put a spin on it. And I know the spin they're putting on it, but I can't wait to see it, Melinda's Ghost is very good, Blake. Absolutely. Thanks for the advice. Of course, Sven. Alan, good to see you, dude. UK Chili Queen, how are you doing today? Everybody loves the Queen. How can you not? Long live the Queen, man. Here's the thing. You can't not like her. She's just an amazing human being. And I'm not trying to just throw sunshine in her direction. If you meet her and you know her, you're like, wow. She really is that girl. It's good to be the Buddy Queen. Nice to see you. We are having a great day. Austin Allen, World's a Flat Plane. Good morning. Want to know something funny? I met my first flat earther about 2 weeks ago. For real, that was something. That was something. Here's the thing. In my life, until a couple weeks ago, maybe it was a month ago. It was probably a month ago. But until I met that guy, I sort of thought that no one really believed that. That was just something edgy that people said to put people uncomfortable and put them in a weird place. Sit in a room and go like this with soap when you're 2-3 years old. Blow a bubble and see what that ball does. That's what every plant does that. If you blew a bubble in the bathroom and flatten out, I'd be all about that. I agree with you. The world's not flat. It just isn't. Andy Darwin, good to see you, man. Chris Freeman, good to see you from Scottsboro, Alabama. Never been there. I'd love to. Thanks for being here. Does my name come up for us, Alan? Sure does. I'm seeing it. I've seen that gorgeous bust beside your name, Alan. Oh no, no, it doesn't come up as Alan. I just know you as Alan. So no, it doesn't. Yeah, Fire in the Volume is my friend Alan in Canada. Wicked chili head. Uh, Sweet list. That's fine. You probably have asked a million times before. What's the number one spiciest thing on my heat list? Um, a cactus that Mr. Broom knows very well called Euphorbia. Tom, Euphorbia what? Can't remember. It's the hottest thing on the list. I haven't done it yet, but it's capsaicin goes 16 million. This goes 16 billion. So that's what the hottest thing is, but I haven't done it yet. As long as I don't put a TLC spin on your show, they won't be putting a TLC spin on my show. Tom Broom, miss you, dude. You know, it'd be great having this breakfast in Tom's backyard. I'm really not eating this breakfast. I'm talking more than I'm eating. Thank you, Russell. Austin, I can't believe how many peppers the chili queen can eat. Right? Euphorbia resinifera. That. Here's the thing about chili queen. You have two different ways of looking at her. One is if you're not a chili competitor, you're never going to sit across or side by side at a table, and you just watch. And if you just watch, you're like, wow. But then there's the way you watch if you're going to be sitting up in front of her and competing against her, and she's just a different unit. She really is. Understand a few things about her. She doesn't really like peppers. She only eats peppers. Only. When she's in a contest. She doesn't really like them that much. You wrap your head around that? She's this big. I'll sit down in front of her and I'm like snot's coming down my face. I look like I'm getting beat up by the mob, and she's just sitting there with like an evening gown, looking like she should be going to a premiere instead of a chili contest. Can I tell you something? Sitting down, it'd be better if she sat down and just had a pair of jeans on and a t-shirt. The fact that she comes there looking like she should be on the red carpet, if you don't think that does something to you up here, you're like, wait, what? I thought we were eating peppers. What's going on? Unbelievable. Chris Freeman. Good to see you, Chris. Alabama, about 45 minutes from Chattanooga. Everything spicy. Good morning. I don't think I missed anybody. We can calculate the curvature, then measure objects as a distance. The curvature doesn't occur. There you go with your curvature doesn't occur. Sorry, that's nonsense. That's okay. You can believe that. That's one of the beautiful things about this earth is we can believe what we want. But I can believe what I want about what you believe. And that is some silly stuff. But it's okay. Honestly, it is okay. It's just kind of kooky. May this day find you all well, levitating with unimaginable joy. Boy, Mortimer, I love that. Thank you. And Tom reminds me, it is not. Hey, good morning. I've never gotten to say hi. I'm alive. Kevlin Lunos. Man, how cool. I've been waiting for this. Home from Austin here. Love from Austin. I lived in Round Rock for years. I had a lot of fun. I assume you mean Austin, Texas. Keep Austin weird. Extravagant fragrance. Been training hard with Reaper Scorpion Powder, Johnny. Thanks for the motivation. Absolutely. And listen, whoever it was that... Who was it there? Austin Allen. Really sorry for having a problem with what you see, but you know. Here's the thing that I found. The problem with being if you get into the flat earth thing, you have to buy into every single conspiracy that there is. That's kind of what I found. Sitting with that guy, there wasn't a conspiracy that guy wasn't all about. So it's just a tough one. And I'm not trying to give you a hard time, but I can't help but giggle at people that tell me with a straight face they think the world is flat. That is just, that's amazing to me. Kevlin, I love spicy, but haven't gotten too deep. Honest, I've done the Pocky Ghost chip, pepper chips. Love these, but have to take a break every 5 chips. You know what? You're just like everybody else. Don't worry about it. That's a legit chip. That's not one of those. That's a legit potato chip. So don't let that bother you. Chili Queen, I'm blushing. Thank you for the kind words. You are very scary to people to compete. Very scared. Baloney, give me a break. I mean, you say that, but And then the other thing that's really disconcerting is that you sit there and you just don't talk. You just sit there and you go, man, it's rough. Read my last message, please, buddy. You got it, Alan. I'm Brandon from Louisiana. Fire on the bayou. I'm thinking you're Alan from Canada. Wow. Maybe I was hanging with Austin talking about the flat earth stuff too long. Sorry about that. BJ McAllister, hello from Niagara Falls. Boy, Niagara Falls is beautiful. Most conspiracies are true. See? Proving my point, Austin. It's okay, man. Can I tell you something? If there's anybody in the chat I'd like to spend 2 or 3 hours with right now, it's Austin. And I mean that. I'd love that. That would be so much fun. And I don't mean it in a bad way. I'm fascinated. So I hope you understand that. I'm fascinated by it. I tried to start building up my tolerance by eating Serrano. It is almost full-on panic mode up to a 10 in 2 bites. That's okay. Start with something small. Start with a jalapeno and little teeny slivers. That's what you can do. Story time with Uncle Bill. What a great dude. I'm glad you're here, Bill. Good morning, Johnny in the bus. I got to find my friend Alan in Canada. It's not. I feel like such an idiot. For real. That's brutal. So Brandon from Louisiana. How crazy. I hope you forgive me. I've been doing that for a long time. I wonder when you first realized. It's like, was he thinking that I'm Alan? Must have started happening months ago. Over a month ago. So I'm sorry about that. I feel bad. I'm from Canada. I'm not allowed back in Canada. I probably could go back. I just think they'd probably give me bracelets at the border. I'm at work and I'm lurking. Mr. Wolf, thanks for being here, man. We can smoke a fatty and take some deep dives. I would definitely take some deep dives with you, dude. Look, there are some conspiracies I'm all about. You know what I mean? Let me tell you a funny story. My oldest son, had to write he was in school, he had to write a story about a conspiracy, a well-known conspiracy and the pros and cons. And he had to write about it. He goes, which one should I go with? So we sat down. I remember this so clearly. We could talk about Kennedy. We could talk about Martin Luther King. All of this. A million. There's a million. So we settled on the moon conspiracy. That's what we did. We settled on the moon conspiracy. I'm sure that Austin's going to have some stuff to say about this. And we were talking. He went through. We made a list. And first of all, he goes, "Why should I do the moon landing?" I said, because it's an amazing conspiracy. I said, there are those who believe that, we still couldn't even, like the Kuiper Belt, that everything would fry anything that travels through it. So you never could even go through the Kuiper Belt, destroy film and everything else. He goes, so we didn't go? I said, no, of course we went. And then I said to him, well, there are telescopes that can look from space and read the date on a dime on the sidewalk. But we can't look up and see stuff on the moon. He goes, so we didn't go? I said, of course we went. I did it with every single possible thing. And he goes, so what's the bottom line? And I think here's the bottom line. There's a great Italian expression. I don't know how to say it in Italian, but 2 people can keep a secret if one of those 2 people are dead. Got me? Do you have any comprehension of how many, I said this to my son, how many people would need to be in on the conspiracy with the moon landing? But all those years, no one's sold out. And I'll tell you the same thing, Austin. In order for the Earth to be flat, every pilot is in on it, which means almost every airline is in on it. Dude, not a snowball's chance in Haiti could a conspiracy be that widespread and have nobody talking about it. The world is as round as it gets. I forgive you. It was only a few streams back when I noticed. Thanks, Brandon. It must be flat. I can see your hotel as we speak. Dude, it's great. Whew. Hey, Kaz, good to see you. I'm eating boiled eggs with sriracha hot sauce. That's a great thing to do. Sanjay, we can see things from miles away that should be buried in the horizon. Here's a couple things, Austin. I got a couple videos that you can watch that if you watch it, and you watch it from the point of view, like, I still believe the world's flat, when you're done, you're going to feel like you could sit on a dime and swing your feet back and forth. It'll make you feel kind of silly. But I wouldn't, if I can find, see, I can't even email because I don't even know where your email is, but yeah, the world's not flat. Big Brain, it's cool. It's cool you went to Iowa. I live there. I was hoping I'm having a great time. Neil deGrasse Tyson explained once on the Rogan podcast it would have to be more complicated and expensive if they had faked it. Of course it would be. I agree with that. Um, we have many pilots coming forward. Sure you do. That's all right, man. I'm just having fun with you, but sure you do. Listen, it's interesting though. B.M. McAllister, Neil Armstrong, Neil A. What's the back? What's the back? Right, right. L-E-N. Interesting. You got my head in one contest. Ah, here we go. UK Chili. When you got into my head in one contest, I had made peace with first defeat. So much fun. Really? Are you telling me this? Because can I tell you something? I know what you're talking about. And I swear to you, in that moment, if they stopped and said, all right, if you want to adjust your bet, who do you think's going to win this? I would have taken everything I had and slit in the middle that said, this is it. I got her this time. I was sure. You know what, though? I don't mind losing to you. It's a strange thing. The CGI they use to show us Earth is really bad. Kevlin, I had some Blue Diamond Cayenne almond this morning. I found out about those from this channel. You know what? Can I tell you something? The Blue Diamond Cayenne, I think, is almost as hot as the other stuff. Oh, hang on a minute. Wow. Sorry. Tom Broom, you have a great, meaningful day today. Good to see you this morning. Love you, Tom. Have a great day, bro. For real. Enjoy it. Aristotle in 38. Oh, here we go. BC ships disappeared beyond the horizon. First in the horizon, image of the planet. Yeah. Mr. Ray Ray. Took that long. Yeah. Here's the thing. I was shocked. Like when I met the first flat earther in person, I couldn't believe it. I kind of looked at him. I felt like I was looking at like a dodo bird or something that was like something special. You know what I mean? I don't mean like a dodo, like just extinct. Like I've never seen one before. I was like, I looked at him. I said, "Do you really believe that? Really? You just say that to piss your family off at Thanksgiving? Do you really believe that?" And he was, but then I went on to find out that you name it, he believes it. He believes the Earth isn't the United States isn't really as big as they say it is. The map of what they claimed how big the United States is, that was one of his big ones. And every single thing, he man, I don't know how. It's like, how do you get? And I said to him, how do you get up and like get dressed and formulate your day going out when you think that every single thing, every single conspiracy there is real? That'd be rough, man. Balaki Grand. So what's up, Johnny? Eat some super hot breakfast for champs. I wish I had some. Remember what Dio said? They tell you it's black, it's really white, and the moon is just the sun at night. Yeah, but listen, if you're looking for Dio for your direction on physicist, back to that again. Watching and machining, Jacob Dethridge. Absolutely, dude. I hope you're having a great day. And I'm just having fun with you, Austin. I promise you I am. But honest to God, I mean what I said. If there's a single person in this chat I could spend a day with right now, it'd be you, my man. And we would have fun. I kid you not. We really would. My tolerance is strange. Those Cayenne almonds are a 2 on my scale, but the Carolina Reaper almonds are like an 8. Everybody has a different scale, There's certain, like I've told you guys before. I have a friend who can eat Reapers, but ghost peppers hurt him. True story. Look at this. Brandon says 11 out of my 12 seeds I got from Tom Broom are growing. 5 red, 6 chocolate. 11 out of 12. Tom's germination rate is staggering and quick too. They tend to pop quick. I don't know. It'd be a sad life or be super exciting. You can say it'd be a sad life, but think about it. I mean, it'd be kind of super exciting. But here's the thing. I looked at this guy. I'm like, so you think everybody's out to get you? I could be one of them. You know what I mean? Seriously, if you believe all the conspiracies, that'd be a scary world to navigate, man. I think, anyway. It was a flat earther named Mad Mike. No, I can't remember his name. And I wish I knew where he's. I think he lives in my apartment complex because he was walking a dog. I would have liked to have found out because I would have loved to chill and hang out with him again. That would be really neat. We're a huge number of people. Absolutely are awesome. But I think that speaks to, yeah, there's a lot of you. No doubt about that. My wife got me some dried ghost peppers. I need to figure out what to do with them. Eat them. Crunch them up. Put them on stuff. You can always rehydrate them again. What's a conspiracy that I believe in? Good one, Sanjay. It's a great question. Let me say. I wrote a screenplay called Sheep's Clothing. No one's ever read it. A couple producers have. It got by the first read at a few studios. It's called Sheep's Clothing, and it's about it's a conspiracy movie. Here's a weird one that I absolutely believe 100% with every fiber of my being. In the history of American government, and that's a long time, over 200 some odd years, there's never been a president, vice president, or their wives who've ever died of cancer. Take that. Think about that. Statistically, it's almost impossible. There were a lot of people that had cancer and beat it. You know, Nixon's wife had it. Gerald Ford's wife had it. Beat it in a time where people really weren't beating it. So I believe that there's a cure for cancer. It just depends on who you are. You're never going to see a president die of cancer. Just not going to happen. And you're never going to see that. You might see your wife just because someday, if the conspiracy gets too close to being exposed, they might let one die. But I absolutely believe, depending on who you are, there's a cure for cancer. And that sucks. And that means that there's so much money in the treatment. Why would they possibly give a cure out? That's evil. And I believe that's a conspiracy I believe in. Mad Mike was the guy who died in the rocket trying to prove the earth was flat. Oh, Mr. Ray, I didn't realize that. Thank you. How quickly I went from jam and blueberry scorpion sauce on peanut butter sandwiches to blueberry scorpion pepper and peanut butter on sandwiches. Blueberry scorpion peanut butter is glorious. I love it. I'm listening to Dio tell us that the world's controllers want us to believe that they tell what they tell us rather than what it is. Again, Austin, I dig you, but if you're talking about Ronnie James Dio for your direction, seriously, when you put the Q-tip in, you're shoving it in just a little too far. Get better. Seriously, you need someone guiding you better than Dio. And I'm honestly, if that hurts, I'm sorry, but that's the truth. I wouldn't trust Dio. Listen, I like Ronnie James Dio, but I wouldn't trust Dio with advice on how to buy a newspaper, let alone how to look at the world. That's scary to me. I mean, that's scary to me. Just check it in. Got me 3 bags of serrano peppers. Wow, that's awesome. That's a lot of serranos. Mr. Wolf, man, good to see you. King of Women 23. I love that name. Eric Dubay and his 200 reasons why the earth is flat is a good place to start. So 201 reasons not to. His 200 reasons and his name. Sorry, man. Part of it would be fun just to see you spin your wheels trying to get me to believe what you believe. Because it ain't, I would love to see that happen. It would be fun. God, that would be fun. Where do you live in Canada, I think you said. Boy, that would be a bummer we can't do that. That would be so much fun. Look at Magic Johnson. He alone kind of proves a point with another disease. Perhaps, Riley. There's original, that's an original conspiracy I've never heard of. I've never thought of this. So no president. No, not one ever. There's one president who was a big guy, kind of heavy guy. They thought he died of tongue cancer or had tongue cancer, and they actually zoomed him in. Listen, no president or vice president or their wives have ever died of cancer. That's crazy. I'm in a hotel. I'm in a DoubleTree, Jacob. Got 3 shoots today, 1 tomorrow, and then I'm done with this project, so it's kind of exciting. Good to see you. When is your next challenge? I love them. What do you think would be the hardest for you to take on? Always respect. I don't know. Depends on my tolerance. If my tolerance were scratched down to nothing, any of them would be really tough. But I keep my tolerance high. So trusting NASA is better than Dio. No, I'll just put my faith in Dio. That's it. I'll ignore all the education and all the degrees and all the equipment, and I'll go with Dio. Sorry, man. I'm having fun with you. But yeah, I trust NASA. I do. Sorry. Johnny, here's a random question. If you had to pick a single band, what's your favorite? Oh, it's hard. Hard. I don't know. Again, it's just like Sauce. I can't. There's so many great bands. I mean, and I'm weird. I could, Queen, Bob Marley, AC/DC. There's so many great bands that I could, it'd be hard. I do trust you over the government any day. The government on a whole, yeah, the government's a shady operation. But Dio, I'm telling you, if you think Dio, I wish I could have lunch with you, man. It sucks that we can't. That's a bummer. Dream Theaters were savage, huh? No doubt. The world's full of kings and queens who blind your eyes, steal your dreams. It's a pretty solid warning from Mr. Dio. I do so. Yeah, listen, there's no doubt. But all he did was make a statement of how shady the world is. But if you think that, God, I wish I could have lunch with Austin. It would be so much fun. You know what? We'd listen to Dio while we were hanging out together because that's great music. Sanjay, General Grant was the one who had, yes, but it wasn't. He didn't die of it. Also, I don't know, but if you get any segment of people, 250 strong, of any across America, and you do a study of them, it's going to be an absolute impossibility that not one of those people died of cancer. Impossible. So there you have it. I guess the sun's flat too. No, but you know what? I heard one recently that the moon is kind of like a space station, like the Death Star. I'm not making it up. The moon isn't a rock. It's actually a space station with something built on the outside to make it look like a moon, and it's just been hanging around the Earth, studying us for billions of years. I've heard some good. There are some good ones. Here's the funny thing. Type in obscure, conspiracies, and you'll read some really weird ones. Like you can doctor video. There's video doctor that shows like celebrities like doing an interview and they blink and their eyes look like a serpent for a second. Listen, that's called special effects. But there are people that absolutely believe those are lizard people and they're all in government. And I blink. I may be one of them because I can eat stuff I can eat. One day I'll blink and say, "Holy mackerel, his eyes went like that." Sheeple, man, we're sheep. We really are. The live stream, both eating primatalis, live stream, bro, eating primatalis and debating flat earthers. And I don't mean it. Listen, I'm fascinated. Anybody can get behind that. Just like anybody can think that there are, 150,000 people that all going shh about the moon landing. Right. You ever stay up so long that you stay up so long you need to make a choice to drink coffee, stay up, or go? Yeah, absolutely, all the time. Mr. Ray, all the time. If I wasn't at work, I could really get into this one, Mr. Wolf. We should do this one like this again. I've heard that people can't live on Uranus because toilet paper will wipe them out. I have heard that. Watching from Whiteface, Texas. Good to see you, Rita. You should review Prime Meta Moon. I'll have to check it out. We're going to go live for, how long have we gone? We're going to go for another 10 minutes or so. And then we're going to bounce out of here. Wish my Pepper family a wonderful day. Johnny, till next time. Thank you. Think positive always. Have a good day and think positive always. Mark Cooper, I thought that was good of Mr. Wolf also. Brad H., good to see you. I'm going to do the Hell Tart, I promise you. And I'm going to be doing two of them. I think I'm going to do one, and I hear they're doing a 2.0 of that. So I'm going to try to get both of them and do both at the same time. Sanjay, what other general topic are you fond of besides spiciness? Space. So you know what's really funny about space? I am about space, but I have a weird thing about space. I end up, I'm not the best sleeper. I have trouble sleeping sometimes. So inevitably, if I can't sleep, I'll open up a laptop and start looking at stuff. And when that happens, for some reason, I start down some weird rabbit hole, and it always seems to end up at space. And space is, and when that happens, any chance of going to sleep is out the window because space is spooky stuff, man. I remember being scared to death of space as a kid. I mean, as a little kid, I remember thinking, wait, what? Remember just having the immense scope and size of it, and just our inability to even comprehend it as a child scared the crap out of me. It really did. I really remember laying in bed just being horrified at space, and I still get that. I shouldn't open up my laptop when that happens, but when I can't sleep, I'll end up. And there are some, here's the other thing that blows me away. There are some physicists that, honest to God, they might be smart. At the same time, I can't believe some of the things that come out of their mouth. For instance, probably opening up. Tom McDonald is awesome. I'm probably opening up a can of worms here, but like the multiverse, they're saying this is how they go from here to here. They say that if the Earth is infinite, all right? Goes on for infinitely. That means they go from that to saying, and that means that there's going to be billions of Earths with you on every one of them. And in one, you might be a bank robber. That's how I love to sell this. One, you might be a bank robber. One, you might be a president. If you can go from, just because of the fact that I think that I believe that space may be infinite, if you to go from there and to take the jump from there to there's gazillions of Earths and you're on every one of them, and listen, I look at them going, how could you go from sounding so smart to sounding like a guy who doesn't have a grasp on reality? I don't believe in the multi-universe. I don't believe that at all. And I go back and forth. Sometimes I believe there's life everywhere. Sometimes I believe we're it. How weird is that? It's just as weird as thinking the Earth's flat. I don't know. How are the pyramids built? That's a good one, Brad. Listen. If you look at it, listen. I've gone down that deep dive too, man. I've done it. Trust me. There are people that say we couldn't even build those today, let alone back then. The way they line up with stars, I mean, that was knowledge that we didn't have that back then. So yeah, absolutely. But how do you know we were in a super advanced society and a bunch of morons like us and Russia and China all acting like this a million years ago, destroyed the Earth, we rebuilt, and we didn't realize that there was greater technology. And I'm like, well, how did they do that? Well, they were smart. We just destroyed ourselves, and it looks like we forgot everything. I don't know, man. It's crazy. But yeah, do I believe in aliens? I don't know, but Breaker, I go back and forth. I've never seen one. So I don't know. Not sure. Kevin, I have to take off now. So cool to say, cool getting to say hi. Thank you for being here, Kevin. Have a great day today. It's been a fun chat today. It has been a fun chat today. How many times does NASA get caught using green screens? Can I tell you something? This is the truth of it, Austin. I'm not laughing at you, but I sort of am. I've watched so many flat earthers, and flat earthers have in their their toolkit a certain number of expressions they're always going to throw out. You can't trust science. You can't trust any of the information. And that's one of them. How many times have they used green screens? It's just that's one of the bullets in your gun. Independence Day is scary. Yeah, absolutely is. Space is infinite. Did God make the earth? God made everything. That's something, I don't care who that offends. If it offends you, I'm sorry. I'm not ever going to be offended by what you believe, okay? I don't care if you pray to mice and whatever. I'm never going to give you a hard time for that. So I'd ask you to do the same for me, but I believe in God. I'm a Christian, and I believe that God created everything. No two ways about it. Very simple for me. So that's what I believe. 100%. And I'm proud. If people want to take a run at me for being a believer, that's a badge of honor I wear with a big smile on my face. I'm very pleased. I tuned in today. You bless us with stream after stream. I've missed most of been buried in the news. The news is awful. Stay away from it. It's bad for your brain. Aliens are quite real. Pretty sure tardigrade. Yeah, right? It's a scary little creature. I mean, when I tell you I've done the deep dive on everything, I really have. Life is a narrative written by perception. Interesting. I believe in the multiverse, but that is purely based on the fact of splitting timelines. Simply speaking, every action taken has been possible. I see now I want to have lunch with you too. I don't really know what I want to do now. What happens when the Dargan go across the road? I don't know. Do you believe in heaven that we all go to? No, I don't. I believe we all choose a path. And I believe you know what? We're going to take, what a shady thing I'm going to do. Watch how everybody's going to come on the next one. Thank you, Ben. We are going to continue this evening. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be free tonight. We're going to take off where we left off. I will see you guys this evening. Chinese news is a bummer. It absolutely is. Anyway, listen, you guys need to know I've never been really shy about my faith. I've said from the beginning that I'm a Christian, so I don't care. Just like people don't listen, Austin believes the world is flat. He doesn't care that I think he's sort of silly. I get it. I'm a Christian. People on this stream may not be, and I get that you think I'm silly. That's okay with all that. I don't have any problem with it. So let's take off. We'll take off where we left off this evening. I hope you all have a great day. I love you guys a lot. Be kind to one another, regardless of our beliefs. We're all in this together, okay? I'll promise you, I'll give that respect. Give me the same one, and give it to everybody around you today.